Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how to piece together a water to air intercooler setup with everything from the rad, water tank, and water to air intercooler. There's a few different ways you can run the water to air intercooler. This whole setup, I have the rad, which is right here. It's an ATV rad. I have the intercooler, I have a pump, I have a few fittings, a water box, and then my hose. That is the entire setup if you want it to run without heat soaking and be reliable. Water to air systems can be very confusing and seem very expensive. This kit here costed me very little money, and I will show you how I did that. This water to air intercooler costed $150 on eBay. I will get a link and I will put that right now. This water to air intercooler is good for at least 500 horse. I'd say 500 to be safe, and it will depend on what size rad and water tank you have for having it beat against the actual heat soaking. So I got this rad. It is actually an ATV double core rad. This was around $80. And then I've got a water pump for a fish tank, and this was $75. And now over here, I've got my water tank, and this was about $100. I used this as a fuel tank back on my other car, so I'm just gonna convert this into a water tank. So this will literally hold my coolant or water. And then I have my hose. So this was 20 bucks in hose. This is literally a hose for a hose outside, and you can get that anywhere. I got all this stuff, meaning all these fittings, at a local store. So you want to find a store that has like pipe fittings and everything, and you should be able to find it. So for an actual outdoor hose setup, you want 5/8 for your actual males and females. So what I'm going to do is put the male fitting into here. That just pipe threads on. Same with the other side. Bam. So right there, I'm already set up for hosing this. So I'm already well on my way. So what you gotta do is run a hose into the intercooler, doesn't matter which way is in, and one out. So the in goes from the pump, so it pumps into here, and then it goes out and into your water tank. So you can have your in for your return up here, and then feeds the actual pump from this side. Obviously this hose isn't meant for it, but I'm just explaining right now. And then it goes into the rad, out, and then into your intercooler. This is the best setup for the water to air because I've got a rad and I've got a water tank. Some people don't even run a rad. They will literally just have a water tank and run it to the intercooler, out of the intercooler with the pump, and then it's just this circle. Very simple, very simple. But with this rad, you can drive for a long time without having your water heat soak because your rad is going to be cooling down the water. And also the bigger water tank you have, the less heat soak you will get because it takes longer for the water to heat up, just like a rad. So same thing with the rad. The bigger the rad you have, the less heat soak you'll get. But I think this is gonna be a great setup. This is huge. Some people use heater cores. They'll go to a scrapyard and get a heater core, and they've got these 5/8 in and out. So you can also use a heater core if you wanna be really budget, but this looks fancy and is very cheap. It's literally an ATV rad, double core, about 80 bucks. And honestly, I'm going to be set right up, and it's going to probably oversupply the car with cooling for the air. And honestly, that is what you want, because then you can beat on it, back-to-back pulls, and get insane power reliably. The cooler your air intake temps are, the better it is for your engine because it's less heat. It's common sense. Less heat, the better. And I'm gonna try it out onto my red car. If you do follow my channel, that is what I'm putting this on for the first time I've ever done this. But this is how you do it. It's very simple. So how you run this is you have your turbo, but you gotta have pipes obviously for this. Pretend that's going in there, goes in through there, and then goes into the air cooler. So it goes from the turbo through there into here, and then it comes through, and this is what's cooling it, because there's water, cold water coming through here. It cools it down, then it comes out, and then this is going to your throttle body. So then you run one more intake hose that goes to your throttle body, and bang, bang, boom. So you're there. And it is a little bit more intense of a setup than an air-to-air intercooler, but air-to-air intercoolers, when you're doing a burnout, let's say, there's no air going through your intercooler because you're literally sitting still, and you're just gonna get your temps hot before you even make a pass. So with this, you have a reservoir, so the water's already cool, and it's going through, and it takes a long time for this to get hot. So you can also have a rad that's gonna be cooling it down while you're completely sitting there. You can put a fan on here. You can get computer fans and put those on. I'm most likely gonna do that too. But honestly, I pieced this video together just to show you how to piece a kit like this together for very cheap. I'm under 500 bucks for sure, and this is a huge step up in the turbo world, that's for sure. And it looks sick. It's going to look so badass under the hood, and I couldn't be happier. And another thing is these fittings. So this is a fitting for a hose. So I also got this at my local store. I actually use Princess Auto if you were curious or anything. But yeah, all I needed was about four fittings. So 2 is for my pump. So these thread right onto the pump. Boom and boom. And then it's just hose clamps on. Stupid simple, and it goes right to the rad. It's all the same, and same for the intercooler. I don't have any weird step ups or downs. It's just bang, there. And then I've got one for my tank here. I do have to get one more of these, but I think I do have one laying around. I just gotta locate it, but this is the whole setup. It's really cool, really simple at the end of the day. Like, a lot of people on YouTube don't explain how simple this is, and that you can literally use hose for your hose outside. You can go to your mom's house, cut her hose, like, and just say somebody stole her hose, and run that. Like, it's just so simple. Just make sure everything is 5/8, everything will work. So you're already halfway there. You got a hose. Then you need your $150 intercooler. And at the end of the day, that's pretty much all you need other than a water box. I'm using a fancy one. It is aluminum. I use aluminum on most things because it does dissipate heat very good. And I'm at the point where I like making my stuff look good. But you can actually use whatever you want. You can make a square out of steel. If you have a welder, you can make one out of steel, you can make one out of aluminum, or you can even use windshield washer fluid container out of any car, and honestly you can put it wherever you want, and that could be your reservoir. Simple stuff. It's like, you could use a water bottle if you really want to, a big 2-liter water bottle, if you can get it to seal. It's literally like, you can jimmy this all you want. It's literally water or coolant. I'm gonna use coolant like that you would put into an engine, so it doesn't freeze over the winter, because this car I do store outside. So I'm gonna be running coolant, but yeah, like, the max pressure this whole system will see around 5 PSI to the very, very max, and anything can handle that. Like, a zip tie could almost hold that kind of pressure. And what you want to do is just make it simple, and it will work. Clean it up if you want, like I did. I have nice aluminum parts. This, you need to buy an aluminum in my mind, because it will not dissipate heat correctly. But this is awesome. Another benefit to having a water air intercooler is you can place this wherever you want, because you can have this right to your turbo. Like, your turbo can literally be sitting here. I'm gonna just grab this right here, turbo right into there, and then you can have your throttle body right here, or very close to it. And therefore, you have a small intake pipe. So you have, the smaller your intake pipe stream is, the less turbo lag you'll have, because your turbo has to compress all this pipe. Say your pipes were this long to your throttle body. before you make boost, you would have to compress all this air in here. So the longer your pipes are and the bigger your pipes are, the longer it takes to get boost. And you want the least amount of turbo lag possible in any application, in my mind, because you're trying to go fast, and you can't go fast if you're spooling your turbo at 6,000 RPM. You want to be spooling hard at 3,000 easily, and you're gonna have a fun, quick car. So yeah, my main reason why I like this is because I can have right off the turbo, right to the throttle body. I don't have to, compared to a air-to-air intercooler, run off the turbo through here to a huge intercooler that's air-to-air, and then route it all the way back into the throttle body. So there's definitely gonna be more intake pipe there from having an air-to-air, so you're gonna have more lag. So honestly, this is a great setup. Air-to-airs do work, but I've never been a fan of them. I've never liked the idea of making crazy long intake pipes to try and cool down the air a decent amount, but like it's not worth the amount of turbo lag. So I've never had an intercooler in my life, and I am going straight to the big end with this water to air setup, because I want short intercooler pipes because I hate turbo lag. It is good, but it's a good feeling to have turbo lag, but at the same time, you're trying to go fast. The less turbo lag you have, you're already beating the next guy. If you have less lag, same setup, you're ahead of him because your turbo is already going. Like, you're good to go. So I thought I'd share that. I thought on YouTube there wasn't a video that had one that showed you how to piece one together correctly. I'm gonna have the link for this. I'm gonna have the link for this. And honestly, you can use any 12-volt water pump. This is for a pump, or a pump for a fish bowl or fish tank, indoor, outdoor. All it does is push water. This does about, I think, 240 gallons per hour. So that's a decent amount of water, and that's what you need. If you can get one that's big, that's great. I picked this one. It's gonna be great for my setup. Water tank, just like I said. All right, had to share it. In the next episode, I am going to be installing all this stuff. I'm going to be putting this onto my front wheel drive turbo MX-3, and I'm using that as a test dummy to learn how to do this. I know how to do this, but it's gonna be the first time I do it. So I wanna experience the flaws, the gains, everything about this. But from what I know about this is going to be an awesome setup, and I can't wait to use it. So in the next episode, I will be installing this. I just wanted to show you how to piece this whole kit together. So definitely watch out for the second episode. Comment and subscribe. Subscribe so you get the second episode, and we'll see you in the next one.